Welcome to the Offshore Club's fun-filled, fact-filled, fast-paced blockbuster podcast with your host and Offshore Club's family man, Patrick Hiebert, who's ready to tell you how you can live the good life at a great price. And now, here's your friend, your expert, and your guide, Patrick Hiebert.
Hello, this is Patrick Hiebert again, coming to you. I'm still in Belize, so if you've been seeing any of these series of videos, I'm still in my kitchen in Belize. I do other things, but this seems to be where I'm always at for these videos. So I'm going to be heading to Panama shortly and to Nicaragua in the next couple of weeks. The company I work for, ECI Development, has built tiny eco-smart communities, and I guess that's kind of right up my alley. I'm kind of known as the tiny EcoHome expert, and been a big part of designing these communities together with my son Spencer, who is brilliant with the designs and everything we're doing with these communities. But what I wanted to talk to you about these communities specifically is some of the amenities and things that are all part of a community. And I've been trying to focus on what it's like to be part of a community when you move overseas or to Latin America. And I really love these tiny eco-home communities because people think, oh, a tiny home, what does that mean? Why would I want a tiny home? I need space. And it's like, well, not down here you don't, because you have the climate surrounding you in all these communities in different countries in Latin America that it makes the outdoor spaces part of your home. So what do you use in your home? And when you can live outdoors in a beautiful place all the time, by the beach or in the mountains or whatever, well, you use the kitchen and the bedroom. And that's pretty much what these tiny homes have. They have a little living area as well, and you've got your flat screen TVs, and a lot of these communities are off-grid or very least hybrid communities. So we use solar panels and wind turbines and actually have green roofs and gray water recycling and that sort of thing. So you're really being a good Earth citizen. They're very eco-friendly communities, but we do them. I like to refer to us as eco-sensible and not eco-fanatic. A lot of these things are both good for the environment, but also good for your pocketbook. It doesn't cost you anything to buy electricity when you're using solar panels. So these communities, but the real community part of these communities is the amenities, right? There's a reason, the common areas. Some people call it like the third spaces of your life. And the lifestyle is amazing. We have community orchards, community gardens, hobby farm areas. So if you want chickens, or, laying eggs or goat's milk or whatever it is that you're interested in, to become self-sustainable is what really excites me. When I sold a software company a while ago, well, it's almost 20 years ago now, but I downsized and minimalized my life. And I really become kind of a fan of minimalist living because I had a huge home and then, eventually moved into a smaller home and then moved into a condominium and then ultimately moved into a boat. And I love sailing and I love being out on the water. And, ultimately my two older daughters had grown up and moved out, but my son and I lived on a boat for a long time. And the thing about living on a boat out in the ocean is, you don't have a long extension cord to it. So you're not only producing your own power and your own water with reverse osmosis systems from the ocean, salt water to fresh water, but you have to learn to conserve all these things as well. You can't just use power ridiculously or waste water and all those things. So I really became kind of eco-friendly by necessity and really a fan of tiny spaces because I love living on a boat. In fact, I would always tell my friends it's great if I don't like my neighbors, I just move, and take all my things with me in my home. And I don't have any yard to mow. I just have water to look at outside, and it's just awesome. We catch fish for lunch and dinner, and we could even gather sea asparagus. That's a thing. It's actually pretty good. So we really became self-sufficient, and I wanted to apply that to these communities. And we did a similar community with bigger homes at Gran Pacifica in Nicaragua. Called Milagro Verde, which is off-grid and hybrid homes, and kind of a proof of concept, and it really worked well. And so now we're making tiny eco-home communities throughout Latin America. We have one that's over the water in Belize. It's amazing, kind of the Tahiti over the water structures. one in Nicaragua, Gran Pacifica, called Ava, and it's an amazing community right near the beach, one of the most beautiful beaches I think in the world. Great surf beach as well, and also in the tropical highlands of Panama. And we're expanding into areas in Ecuador, Argentina. We'd have a vineyard version of it. So everyone's got its own little unique kind of thing to it, depending on what you like. And we try to provide these communities for everybody. Some people like the highlands, some people like being on the beach, some people like being in a vineyard. So it's a great spaces no matter what you like. But one of the greatest things about these is really the sustainability and the community aspect of it. We have these third spaces. Obviously they have pools, and in most cases natural pools. Little bars and restaurants where people gather, and digital nomads will do their work. And digital nomads are becoming more and more popular these days because people, what we call knowledge workers, can work from home, and home can be anywhere. And so a lot of people are really getting into that and thinking, well, I don't have to have my home in North Dakota or whatever. I can go to a very nice climate and work from home. And so that's why it's making these tiny eco communities, the test communities, very, very desired. And we have these artisan villages and town centers in these communities as well. So everything from woodworking shops and glass blowing to music studios, where if you want to create your own music, and music stages if you want to play live, and whatever your hobby is, and ice cream shops down by the beach, and whatever, it's an opportunity for people that really kind of want to stay active and have a little business on the side too in a new country, to take up one of those businesses. And we've had people that are doing that very thing in various communities of ours. So it's really cool. It really develops a sense of community. It's kind of like that cowboys by the fireside type of thing in the evening. The sun sets over the ocean, or up in the highlands over the end of the mountains, and it's just everybody gets together for dinner, and it's just an amazing thing. Sorry for the noise of airplanes in the background. I'm near an airport. I have to travel a lot, so surprise, surprise. But I just really love these communities and the self-sustaining nature. It really costs almost nothing. First of all, cost of living in Latin American countries is extremely low to North America, whether it's the US or Canada. But then on top of that, if you can power your own home with solar panels, use gray water reuse for watering your gardens and things like that, it really makes those costs almost negligible. And then on top of that, if you're growing your own vegetables, and obviously the amazing fruits that you can grow in tropical areas, we have mangoes, bananas, oranges, whatever you want, papaya, unique types of fruits, and it's just a fun way to live. And it's really simpler. It's you're not having to buy all these things from a department store or supermarket, and I just really love those communities, and I'm hoping that you will come down and check them out sometime and see what they offer, because the community that you develop in these neighborhoods is just amazing, I think. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you again soon.
And that's a wrap. Thanks for joining us at the Offshore Club. For more information on the Offshore Club, or to contact Patrick Hiebert, visit www.offshore.club today. www.offshore.club. That's www.offshore.club. See you next time at the Offshore Club.